Hello and welcome to Microsoft Hates Greg. My name is Greg Deckler, and if you haven't been following along with the fun, let me bring you up to speed quickly. So, let me explain how we got to here, basically. All right, so originally Nick Deborah, he wrote this article on LinkedIn. It's a great article about why he can't adapt his practical charts course to Power BI. And if read the article, right? I'll link it in the description of this video. But essentially, what he's saying is that Power BI's visualization are just too limited, right? In terms of Power BI just lacks native visualization power, right? I guess you could say, or features, functionality, whatever it is. And it's pretty damning if you think about it, because his practical charts course for visualizations, right? It works for like Excel. In fact, I think most of everything he did in the book was done in Excel. All the visualizations in that and Google Sheets, right? It's like, but Power BI is like that. You had one job, Power BI. You're supposed to be the visualization tool for visualizing data. It's like you had one job and you failed. You failed miserably, right? Um, the native visuals in Power BI just suck. Overall, they're just bad. And I never really realized that until I started going through Nick's book and trying to replicate some of the stuff. It's like, wow, this sucks. So anyway, but Brian Julius then is up next, right? So he reads, he's one of the, a comment right here. So he reads this and he's like, okay, everything you are saying is correct. Power BI's native visuals are just dog water, right? There's garbage, right? But they do support R. And you can use this thing called ggplot to basically produce any visual that Nick has in his book. And so Nick or Brian picks arrow charts from Nick's book. Now I'm watching all this. It's a fun conversation, right? But then I see this, I'm like, arrow charts? What? Where the hell did he get arrow charts from? And he must, and they are there. They're just briefly covered. It's like a page and a half, I think. Actually, it's a really interesting discussion about the advantages of arrow charts and things like that. So, anyway, so Brian, Brian's like, well, hold my beer here, Nick. I can create anything in your book with ggplot and R visual, and you don't have to use custom visuals. Now, that being said, Python and R visuals have their own set of problems within Power BI, right? And he actually uses Claude to write the R code for him so that it's easier, right? And so he gets this to work in Power BI and that sort of thing. So I'm watching this video though, and I'm like, well, maybe Brian needs to hold my beer because I'm pretty sure I can create that in Power BI. And that's what this video is about. Now, can you really create that what you're seeing on the screen in Power BI? Yes and no. You can kind of do it. It kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie, but it is possible to do it, and that's what I'm gonna be showing you how to do. Um, with these great visualizations that Power BI has. Now, here's the sad thing before we get to it. The really sad thing about it is ggplot was written by like one guy, is Hadley Wickham. Right? I guess Winston Chang as well. But Hadley Wickham. So this one dude wrote this R package, ggplot, and it's better than everything that Microsoft can do, possibly has ever done within Power BI. Right? It's like 70 billion times better in terms of its visualization capabilities than the entire product team Microsoft is able to pull off at all. That's just sad. I mean, how long has Miguel Myers been working on the freaking card visual, right? It's been like 5 years, right? This dude, Hadley Wickham, knocked this crap out in like, a few days. So nuts, right? Just go hire this dude, Microsoft. I mean, my God, what are you guys doing over there? All right. So anyway, let's go ahead and get in here and get into it. I don't know if I can get to the right one. Here we go. So here is my ever impressive arrow chart, if you will. And as bad as this sucks, right? Just being able to get just this is enough of a pain in the butt. And I'll show you what you have to do. So you're thinking an arrow chart is a line chart, right? But line charts, you can't put like a text category in it. So what we're going to be doing today is we're actually working with the good old clustered bar chart. All right. And let me show you how to do this. We're just going to get this about the same size. Okay, so what I've got in the data right? It's just category before and after, right? I just plugged it in, doesn't matter. So we can set category into our y-axis, right? And then we can set before into our x-axis, right? So we've got our bars here. Now the trick is error bars. So what I can do is I can come in here to error bars in the analytics pane, and I pick some of before, and I take my after and add it to my upper bound, and I have to enable it, right? And so there I've got, my bars, and I can set the markers to be marker shape of, this is the stupidest thing, right? You're showing error bars, which are lines, essentially. And you don't have an arrow. Come on, Microsoft. Come on. Like they have this diamond or this triangle, but oh, look, wrong, right? It'd be perfect. It'd be so much better if I could use this and they didn't have this stupid, they actually oriented it the right way. I mean, how lame. All right, so the best I could come up with is diamonds, right? As far as the arrowheads, which sucks completely. It'd be so much better if it was triangles, but yeah, I can't have backwards facing triangles. That's just dumb. Unbelievable. So anyway, so now all we have to do is get rid of our bars, and we can just go here and set the transparency there, and we've got our arrows, more or less, right? Except, and this is where it gets fun. Oh, I would really, there's two elements that are really missing out here. One is like the source dot, right? But the most important one, in my opinion, is the color, right? We want positive things to be green. We want negative things to be red, like what Nick and Brian show in their visuals. Okay, so unfortunately, that is where things go off the rails. So we have our bars where you can. So I can't really. So there's nothing I can set the color, right? But how am I supposed to? I don't want these all to be the same color, right? So I'm missing the conditional formatting again, right? But there is this match series color, and if you click on this, right? Oh, look, it turns to blue, and that was my series color when these things weren't transparent, right? It was blue, and this has. Oh, look, it has a nice conditional formatting. So what if I do this? What if I set the conditional formatting and I create this? Well, let's show you the measure here, people. It's pretty simple, right? If the sum of before is greater than sum of after, give me a red. Otherwise, give me green, right? Easy. So we're going to take this, say all data, table, color, and I want this to be based on the field value. Should have done that first. And yep, so there, and yep, there we've got our green, there we've got our red, right? We're all good. Now we can go over here to error bars and say match series color, and it's blue. Of course it is, right? Power BI, you suck. I tell you, man, it's like these colors are really green and red, right? But no, Power BI thinks they're blue. And that's where all the misery starts, basically, is at that point. Because now, basically, we have to scrap all of this and start over so that we can get two series instead of one series, and then set the series to be, right, green and the other series to be red, and so yada, yada, yada. So scrap it, right? And we create our negative. So this is basically the same as our color measure, but it's just returning before when the difference is a negative between before and after, right? Otherwise we return blank. This is just the opposite of that, right? There we go. Same, just change the greater than sign to a less than sign. And away we go. We can put negative in here. We can put positive in here. And I guess right now my bars are still transparent. There we go. And then negative bar, yeah, it's transparent as well. All right, so we want our negative bar to be red, and we want our positive bar to be green, right? And then what we need to do is we need to get our error bars in here. So error bars, and of course we have to do it twice now for all of these, right? And we also want to get rid of that legend because I hate it. There we go. So we enable our error bars, and then for our data, right now what we have to do is we have to create the same kind of thing for the data level. Otherwise, you get some wonky weirdness that goes on. Like you have error bars showing up for these two things. I don't know why that is. It's really some strange behavior, but these are just the same thing, right? Data label. So only this time, instead of returning before, they're returning after, right? And this one is the reverse of that. This is for the positive. So we are on our positive series. We can take our label measure here and see how we've got our little error bars. And we can go down to markers and set the markers to be that, right? And then where's that setting? It's under bar. Match the series color. So now they're green. And I get to repeat all of those fine steps. For negative, turn them on and match the series color and change it to the diamond, right? And now we can go back here and we can set our bars. And remember all this stuff, where this stuff is. Set our bars to there. Get to do it again. Have fun. And there we have our arrow chart, if you will. So not great, and I wasn't able to get the. I searched for a long time to try to see if I get the base like little circle, like what Brian and Nick have in theirs, but unfortunately was not able to get that piece done. But I hand this off to the next person, right? If you can improve upon this arrow chart, please do so, and let's keep the chain of content going, man. All right, that is all I had for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.